All right, hello everybody. Right now, what I'm looking at is a concept of a inversion in the middle of a flower weave, and mostly because of the fact, like, say, if we're actually trying to do an actual flower weave, you kind of have this weird point where you got to switch over. You got this kind of weird point where you switch over from one side to the other. And then at one point, you're going to cross. And this hand's still got to go down on this side, and this hand's got to come up on this side, and you just got all kinds of wonky twisted up, right? Not really cool, right? So what I thought of was, hey, what if I only take 3 petals in each hand, but because, say, one hand is going to come from the bottom, move to the front, come up to the top, it's only covering 3 petals, but the one that's on top is also going to come back and then down to the bottom. So it's actually covering all 4 petals of, like, say, a 4-petal antispin or a 4-petal inspin. But here's the really cool stuff. Like I said before, if the top hand, if we're going forward, if the top hand is the native hand and the bottom hand is the non-native hand, then we'll come around in an antispin fashion, right? But if the top hand is the non-native hand and the bottom hand is the native hand, we'll come around in an inspin fashion, right? So now all we got to do is just kind of come around from one all the way around and then invert, and guess what? Now we're on the other side, and then we do another inversion back to where we started. Cool thing here is, say if I start with native hand up, going forward, and anti-spin around, invert, native hand up, going forward, anti-spin around, invert through the middle. That creates one form of pattern. Well, another form of pattern is being able to come up with the non-native hand, invert, non-native hand, up, invert. So now we're doing in-spin patterns going from side to side. Here's another cool thing. Let's say, because you have to trade which hand is going up on either side. Let's say we just want to pick one hand. Pick one hand to be the one that goes up. So on one side, it's the left hand. Let's say the left hand is the one that's going to go up, okay? So it doesn't matter which side we're on. It's just the left hand's going to go up, right? So we kind of go around in the anti-spin on the native side, and then we come around in spin on the non-native side. Anti-spin on the native side, in spin on the non-native side. Wow, cool shit, right? Anyways, that kind of gives us a few things to work with, right? And then you can also do it going backwards and everything. And of course, when you change the direction of spin, you're going to change which hand is going to do what, right? So if we're going forward, left hand up, created anti-spin around, right? Or non-native hand created in spin. Whereas now, if you go in a backwards direction of spin, like so, then if this is the native hand going up, then it's going to be in spin coming around on the bottom. And if this is starts off on the bottom, then it comes around anti-spin. And yeah, cool stuff. So I don't know exactly how well you're going to be able to see this because this is being recorded on my phone, and yeah, it's kind of doesn't have a great refresh rate and everything. So pretty much we're going to look at being able to do this from one side and anti-spin around, inversion, anti-spin around, inversion, anti-spin around, inversion, in-spin around, in-spin around, in-spin around, okay? And then from this side, you can kind of see the same thing where we're going forward. Hopefully you can see how I'm going forward. Here, now we're doing anti-spin, 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 in-spin. Yeah, I kind of had to catch myself. In-spin, in-spin. And then, again, like I said, we can sit here and we can pick one hand. I'll say my right hand. Right hand's up, so anti-spin on the right, in spin on the left. antispin on the right, inspin on the left. Really cool stuff. So yeah, that becomes 4, technically 8 if you wanted to determine that direction of spin is different, that we can actually play with, right? So yeah, that's what I'm looking at, is being able to take these flower patterns, throw an inversion through the cross point to weave it from side to side. And that's pretty much what I'm talking about. So kind of chew on that, see what we can figure out. Hopefully somebody can come up with something a little more intricate, be able to use it for something else. So yeah, cool beans.